everyone. I will be with you very shortly. For now, I'm hopefully, if technology serves me well, going to actually put on something for you to watch. Two, one. I'll be back with you in one moment. I love the fact that everybody's talking already. It's quite good. You may have noticed I'm by myself at the moment. No, she is coming in a very short period. She's just putting Beatrice to bed. So our little 4-year-old is getting herself sorted. So hello everybody that's currently joined us. It's nice to have you along. Desmond. Oh, there she be. Carrying her wine. Which is all good. Right, so hello everybody. I hope you're all well. We're on to second week in May now, isn't it? Blimey.
My hair is getting fuzzier and fuzzier.
Is it?
It's so great that we have to be on camera.
It's good.
Big
now,
fuzz head.
A number of people have been asking about what the scenario is regarding my hair, which I know is a topic of conversation all the time. I have allowed Zoe to get the pube trimmers on the sides. This week it was the thinning scissors. I have a lot of hair.
Taking the weight out of the top. Hairdresser Zoe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
shall we move on?
New vocation.
New vocation. Right, first thing we've got then is the fact that there is the Mist Dance Weekender. Okay, so it's going to be an online dance weekender. It's gone live and it's actually cheaper if you purchase it before midnight tonight. There are 500 places in total. I know already half of the spaces have gone. So if
really,
you
is it only 500?
Only 500 nationwide. So if you do want to get your space, £35 for the whole weekend. It's 4 days. I think something like 70 classes.
7 rooms.
7 rooms. So there's live DJing sets. Half of it's devoted to partner dancing. Half of it is devoted to solo dancing. So whether you're by yourself, male, female, or a couple, there's something for everyone, which is always nice. So yeah, if you do want to go to that, it's rock.com/mist.
And one reason to go is because I have got my tap shoes out of the loft. I'm going to be teaching a beginner's tap class. You don't even need tap shoes. You can just have a pair of clickety-clackety normal shoes.
Can you have a pair of slippers?
You can have a pair of slippers if you want. Richard was trying it in his slippers last night. If you've got a pair of like Can you hear my feet? That's
Can
just
I-
my normal slippers.
That is Zoe's slippers, so yeah.
And they are like a hard, sexy plastic bottom. So if you've got anything with a plastic bottom like that makes a tippity tappity noise, then fantastic.
There we go. So it's the weekend, the bank holiday weekend. So the last, I think the 22nd to 24th, something like that. Am I correct? Somebody will correct me, no doubt.
Definitely the 22nd.
Tony asks, will Dot be making cakes for Mist? No. However,
22nd to the 25th.
to the 25th. However, we have something extra for Dot coming up very shortly, which we'll talk about soon.
Indeed, indeed.
But yeah, Mist to start with. So strock.com/Mist. It's on sale now. People have been asking if we're doing any classes. So Zoe is doing a tap class.
Yeah.
I am doing a lead styling class. I'll work that out at some point. And we're also on the Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, I think it is. So set your alarms. We are doing a lyrical flow class. So
elegant lines.
Elegant lines and yeah, being lovely and elegant. Well, one of us is elegant anyway. so yeah, that's going to be happening the weekend at 22nd to 25th of May.
22nd to 25th.
Lovely. So do book onto that. Cheaper if you do it today. Don't miss out.
And I think it goes up by £10 if you don't book today. So
yeah. So if you are planning on doing it, then do. It's going to be hosted via Zoom, just to let people know. There's been a number of questions. If you do have any questions, I believe that we have the guru, Ms. Bennett, online as well. So if you have any questions regarding Mist, then do post them in the chat function. I'm trying to ban Zoe from looking at the chat function today.
Very funny. I'm just going to explain basically that it is going to be hosted over Zoom. So lots of you have been using Zoom anyway. I believe, and I'm sure Lindsay will correct us if I'm wrong, that there is. Can you move your toe over? Right on my leg. Sorry. There are like breakout rooms. So Zoom, you can go into an event like you normally go into, say for the ladies styling workshop or whatever. But then you can have additional breakout rooms, and you can be given entry or enter into different rooms from the central location. So I think there's going to be 7 different rooms that you can choose from. They're all going to have their own names, so you'll know where you're going. And you will have your name visible as well, so that people will know who's in each room if you want to chat on the chat function or anything like that.
And I know one of people's worries is that whether it's going to work for them. So if I use, and I'm apologising already to my father for quoting him, but if ever I have anything technical I need to do, I always use him. So if he can do it, anyone can do it. My father can use Zoom. That's all you need to know. Okay.
And your admission that you pay, the £35, or I think it goes up to 40 after tonight, will give you admission to all of the classes, so you can go into whatever you fancy at whatever time, as well as all the DJ slots.
Yeah.
Too. Because there'll be some live music being played, live DJ sets, and also there 10% of it's going to charity, to NHS charity.
Charity.
So yeah.
Indeed so. Right, so that is Mist for you. I believe Miss Bennett has... Oh, very close. There we go. It's close enough. Right, other bits and pieces.
And the other thing, Lindsay did, and Kane and Kieran did a Mist podcast today, so you can find out a little bit more on that if you look on Facebook. Indeed
so. As always, if you do have any questions, we'd love to have them via the chat function here, which hopefully will remain working this week. This is a Q&A session. If you've got any questions about the dancing or any questions about anything, we will get round to answering them as we go through. Right, other quick bits and pieces. Workshops that we've got coming up, online Zoom workshops. So Zoe is doing one on Monday. That's a ladies / follow styling class. This is part 2. You didn't need to do part 1 to start with. Cost just £4. If you are interested, then please PM me via Facebook, and I will put your name down on the list and send you all the details and all of that type of thing. The lead male styling workshop that I had planned for the 25th. She's playing again. Because of the missed weekend, I've put it back a week. Okay, so that's now going to be happening on Monday, the 1st of June. Same principles apply, £4 just for that. If you do want to do that, it will be good fun. And I've had a number of people asking, what are we going to do? And yeah, it'll be good. You can either pick it up on the missed weekend or via the workshop that I'll be doing privately. Okay, so there is that one there. We have a lovely announcement to make as well. One of the things that people really, really have missed as much as anything else is Sunday afternoon dancing. And we miss that. We love all of the events. We love classes, but Sunday afternoon dancing with tea, with cake, and with amazing music has been missed. So Sunday the 7th of June, okay, we are going to be doing a virtual tea dance. Okay, so it's going to start off. The lovely Dot is going to be making cakes. Okay, I should say making cakes, making scones, and it's going to be triple scones.
You've decided it's scones, haven't you?
We've gone for scones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we've gone for scones. Yeah. Be part of them. You'll be part of the decision-making process someday. Did you see that face? That's me in trouble. It might be scones. Backtracking very quickly. If it's not scones, it'll be something else. So we'll work it out. I don't know. Okay. So maybe it'll be scones. It's not going to be scones. It'll be something. Dot's going to do some baking to start with. Okay, that'll be
so
the
it's
first.
Pretty much exactly the same as her bake along with Dot to start with that we've been doing on a Monday night for about an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe not that long. We'll see how it goes.
Depends if it's scones or not. The second part of it is there's going to be some music played by lovely Kevin Hyde. So he'll be doing some music, and then we're going to do a class, just the same as we do for our Patreon ones. It's all going to be completely free of charge, and then Kevin's going to do another DJing set, and it will run from 2 till 6 on the Sunday afternoon, like it would be for a normal tea dance.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. We'll create the event on Facebook, and we'll give you the link. It'll be done by Zoom, like everything seems to be these days.
But keep the 7th of June afternoon free for that.
Absolutely.
It's going to be good fun.
Cool. And last but not least, we have mentioned our Patreon site a few times now. Don't forget that. If you do want to book onto that, you can simply log on to it, and you packages start at £10, go right up to £45. And yeah, they're great. We do online classes. You get different classes every week, and really good fun. We had a lovely comment from a new patron earlier on saying that he really did his first class, really enjoyed it, and it was just like being in a class himself. So so yeah, if you're missing classes, then you can do that. Just the next 10 patrons I've been told to shout out to these, so very quickly. So we've got Kerwin Savory, Mark Verbers, Ashley Clark, Sarah Blake, Valeria, Neil Scott, Robert Kelch, Sophie Heath, Kevin Manley, and Annette Petit. Thank you for all of your support. Right.
Poll? Some people are asking, what is the poll tonight?
What is the poll tonight? Now, this one is very dear to my heart and really irritates me. It might not irritate anybody else, but it does irritate me quite a lot.
I never really thought about it until I met you.
Did you not?
It really didn't bother me that much.
No. So I'm going to send the poll now. Okay. So here is the poll. The poll is, should toilet roll go over or under? Now this matters to me. Okay, it's there. Or does it really matter? So we've got, we'll go for front is over because I'm not going to amend it now, and back is under. Okay, so if it goes over the front, okay, then that's one way. If it goes down the back against the wall, okay, or does it really matter?
No, I can't vote on here, can I?
You can't vote on there, no.
I'm going to vote on my own.
You're going to vote on your own, are you?
One of my 2 phones.
Showing off now.
You should have put who gives a flying.
Well, that's, I put does it really matter? That's as close as I got. So yeah, that is tonight's poll. Please do vote. We will give you the results at the end, of course. Steve Stokes put, when will you send out the link for the 1st of June? So the principle is there's a Facebook event on at the moment. If you do want to go on the list, then do send me your name and I'll put you on the list. I'll send you the payment details, and then once you send the payment details, or once you send the payment, I will then send you the private Zoom link. That's basically the way that it works. I'm trying not to send out too much too early because otherwise I just do it 4,000 times. So I'll kind of do it at the end of each week. So and if there's any ladies,
so if we're running the workshop on the Monday, we try to make sure that we send the link out on the Sunday before, Saturday or Sunday before, just so we do it all in one go, and then because otherwise we get loads of late stragglers, and then you can lose track of who you've sent the link to and that. So, oh, thank you, Rose. You loved the pirouette turn this week. I've been admiring that on a certain video. I wanted to do it, but struggling to retain my balance and working on it. Yeah, we did. You know, the pirouette. We call it a pirouette turn because basically the ladies are doing a turn on one leg with the male.
We're not showing it, are we?
No, we're not.
No.
You have to buy our Patreon classes if you want to see it. But yeah, there's some great tips in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the ladies.
So yes, I won't reply what Jeff's put, but if you want to read them, do feel free.
Because there's some really anal men about their toilet roll. Who would have thought?
Have you actually used that anal part deliberately, or
No,
is that,
I just
is that just the worst pun you've ever done?
probably the worst one I've ever done. But man, no, it's all the blokes that are really particular about this. We should have done this by gender as well.
No, just the same as last week's poll. The cushions on a bed.
Yeah, you heathen.
Yeah.
You heathen.
Yeah. So Tony said toilet roll is over the front. It's official. Google toilet roll patient. And look at the pictures. There we go. That's right. We're going to move on to a few questions. As always, if you do have any questions, the way this works, if you haven't seen us before, is we ramble on for about half an hour, 40 minutes or so. Try and keep it as short as we can this week. And yeah, if you have any questions, then please do feel free to ask them. We will try and answer them. Sorry, I'm just looking at Jeff's comment. So yes, I'm going to start off with quite a serious question, and that is, how do you think, these are questions people have been sending in, by the way, over the week. Okay, so how do you think people will feel when we do eventually come back to dancing on a mental level? That's not saying the mental. But yeah, how are we going to feel mentally about how we're going to get back to dancing?
Well, I'm dealing with this at work at the moment because I work in HR and we're obviously looking about how to get people back to work safely. And I think people are quite anxious about going back to work even, and that's with 2 meters social distancing. So I should imagine people will feel quite nervous about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real challenge for everybody. How we first come back. We've mentioned a number of times that coming back, what we might end up doing is fixed workshops with small amounts of people in a reasonable size hall, so there can still be social dancing. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But hopefully everybody will be positive and give it a go again. That's what we hope. So
I think when the time's right, they will. But that's not that time now.
No. It's an interesting question from James there, Mr. Richardson. What I get asked is, when judging, what do I look for? As you guys are much more experts than me, what do you guys look for?
Oh, loads of things. First of all, timing. The first thing that I will notice is timing. If someone is out of beat, off time, I just can't cope with it. I think that comes from my tapping background, because as a tap dancer, you have to obviously feel the beat, and I can really strongly feel the beat. So if I see anybody out of time, it just kind of jars for me. So that's a big thing. Musicality and connection with your partner. It's not all about having flashy moves, although content and variety is really important too. But there's some musicality. If people are doing the right kind of feel of dancing to the music, rather than just ploughing straight through the same moves to every track, then that has a lot more appeal to me. And playing to the lyrics of the music as well. If you do something that picks up the lyrics, then that's really musical and creative, and that will catch my eye. And the other thing is classical lines. So again, because I did ballet modern and tap growing up, like positions of hands and feet and legs. If somebody's got their foot turned in, or if their legs turned in, or it just looks ugly, then that's a big no-no for me. What?
I was just thinking about the fact that Zoe's given this very in-depth answer, and it's all very balletic and lyrical and all of that type of stuff. And all I was going to say as a joke was boobs, but there we go. Right, so, but it's not true. My real answer. Do you know, my real answer is all about combination. So for a number of years, everybody focused on moves, and there had to be amazing moves, and musicality kind of went out the window. And then it went full spectrum the other way, and everybody just did musicality. But if you watch them, it was really dull to watch sometimes. And I'm talking about all different levels here. And now what I'm hoping is that, obviously we've had a bit of a time, enforced time off, is that now is the time, if you are a couple, to be practicing for the competitions that will come up, even if it's next year now, and getting the combination right of practicing musicality with content. So that's what I'm looking for, if I'm being really honest. I love seeing musicality. I think it's amazing. If the music stops, you stop, and all of that type of stuff. But I also do want to see some content. I want to see some interesting moves, something that makes me go, oh, that's different, or anything that makes you kind of, just makes it interesting for us to watch, for the audience to watch as well. So yeah, content and musicality. most thing I would say is I really want to see people enjoying themselves, because the more they enjoy themselves, the more I would engage with them as well. And yeah, the whole lot better it would be. How you doing there, Mrs. B?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you're engaged with my answer too.
I heard your answer.
Lovely.
Are people talking about scones on this one?
Yes, they are now talking
How
about.
did we get onto scones again?
Okay, Lindsay, and you were discussing scones. That's lovely. Thank you, James. Stay safe and healthy. You're healthy yourself as well. Right. This one is an amusing one for me. So, what fact amazes you every time you think about it? So, what fact amazes you every time you think about it? Zoe's not quite sure. One of the facts that I found amazing personally was that I was reading up on this, is that children ask approximately 300 questions per day. That's how many questions they ask. Now, if you look at lots of parents, they are all now starting to say, we don't want schools to come back because we're scared and all of that type of thing. However, it would be really interesting if there was lots of questions that were passed on to teachers. Because now, as parents ourselves, we're getting over 2,000 questions every single week, which is slightly, I think, for most parents, draining.
It's no wonder I feel knackered today.
Yeah.
I've been working full time and looking after a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Mummy, mummy, mummy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that fact amazes me every time. So yes, right. I'm going to do a quick update on the toilet roll, on the poll. Let's have a look. Oh, okay.
I didn't see that because all I saw were the zeros.
We can see the that to that.
Oh wow, it really is a big thing.
It is a big thing. Yeah. So Matthew Bungard put, it's a shame more dancers don't use stops and breaks rather than dancing when the music stops. Yeah, it's
I agree.
kind of a game of musical statues. Easiest way to think about it. So yeah.
When we walk around judging and we can hear the break coming up and we'll go, and then nobody stops apart from us.
No.
Yeah, so if somebody does stop, it's like, oh,
well, in
good.
fact,
Pick that up.
The latest video on the Patreon website was all about musicality and stopping when the music stops and all of that type of stuff. So for just £10 a month,
you too can learn how to stop.
Indeed. So, Susanna asks, do you think dancing could come back soon if limited to fixed partners? Obviously, we'll be going by whatever the government say.
Absolutely.
That goes without saying. We're not going to break any rules in any way, shape, or form. But if we do have the scenario that you can mix with one other person and you have to keep 2 meters away from other people, and you can have a group of 20 or 30 people indoors, and if that's possible, then I think that might be a sooner way to start. I'm trying to think of the scenario of, let's say, Swindon, 200 people in a small area swapping partners for 4 hours. I think we're a while away from that. So yeah, but hopefully we can come back soon. That's the part. We do not need any more questions. We can have 30 in the class. Sure, that makes sense, doesn't it?
It's to do with the children's quite fact.
Oh, okay. That's true. Yeah, so for Jemima, who's a primary school teacher, she's got 30 children in her class. That's a lot of questions. That is a lot of questions. Right. Next question then. Why do we encourage slotted dancing? Why do you like slotted dancing, my dear?
Doesn't make me feel sick.
Is that to look at or to dance?
Well, yeah, it just makes you feel really, really dizzy nowadays when you're going round and round. But I guess also from a dance floor etiquette perspective, then you're not crashing into people on the dance floor. It's also a particular kind of style. I think it looks more modern. You know, if dancing evolves, it looks more 20th century style rather than 1950 style. I guess it's a personal choice. Doesn't have to be slotted.
No?
At all, but it's a choice I like. I prefer it easier, particularly to spot my partner if I'm doing something more elaborate like a spin or a dip or a drop or something. I know where my partner's going to be. If he's constantly moving, then it doesn't help me.
No. I think, again, it will evolve to some degree. 20 years ago, it was very much Lindy Hop based and salsa based, which kind of went round and round and round. It's now very much more slotted based. And yeah, I think it will evolve again in regards to we'll probably add in more more rotation again, because it's kind of gone to a little bit of man stand still, pings lady from side to side. So I think it's important men, we step up a little bit more and not just lead the dance, but actually start dancing ourselves too. And if you want to learn more about dancing yourselves, then on the 1st of June, we're doing a lead styling workshop. So do book on to that.
There are lots of people agreeing in the chat that they prefer staying on the slot. They're not saying why though, so do tell us why you prefer slotted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of people get angry when other people wander into their slot. I think you have to be tolerant of others though, everybody.
Yeah, we've all got our own space.
Especially beginners who don't understand that yet, so you can't get shirty-gurty with the beginners.
Yeah. Joe, Tony's put an interesting one there. Since all the dancing has stopped, what 3 songs released after the lockdown are you desperate to dance to at a freestyle right now? Do you know, I've not really been listening to much music.
What's that? Chia Cabella. What's it called? That? The one I'm reading.
Oh, Cry by Casca.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Cry by
Casca.
Casca, which Alexa does not recognise.
No, alas not. But yeah, that's a nice song. So yeah, I look forward to dancing that song as well. But yeah, there's lots of good songs. But I can't wait to actually get back into listening to music again. I've not been listening too much lately. Just regarding slotted dancing, one of the things that I see people getting quite irritated by is bashing into each other at the end of the slot. And again, that can be quite difficult because you can be in the perfect slot. However, if you're both going to the end of each of your individual slots and you can still at the same time, then you can still crash in. So it's definitely the lead's job to make sure that if the 2 ladies are coming close and you can see that, then you pull in the leash as such. You restrain the leash.
Change direction, go
horizontal
instead of vertical. Yeah.
Absolutely. So
lots of people saying that they prefer it because they know where their partner's going to be. So yeah, I guess that makes it smoother and easier to manage the dance.
Yeah, lovely. Right, next question then. And please do keep your questions coming. They're very good questions. So thank you very much so far. What was it? Which of your personality traits has been the most useful?
In what?
In
life?
In life, in dancing, or in...
Not sure. In marriage?
Marriage.
Patience.
Patience. That's mine.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say is my best personality trait?
Oh
no. You walked into this one.
Yeah, I did. So, can you fit? It's gone very warm in here. What's your best personality trait? Oh, I think
he's going to say something really bad that he's going to turn into a positive one.
I'm not, actually. I was going to say, I think your attention to detail.
Oh, it's one of those strengths and weaknesses questions, isn't it? It's my biggest strength, but it's my biggest weakness at the same time.
Why is it your biggest weakness, Mrs. B?
That's what you're going to say.
That's not what I was going to say. I was just going to be nice for once.
So why is that a good thing, then?
Why is that?
We're going to unpick this. Bear with me.
So if we do end up in an argument here, then we do apologise, because I've got to ask the same question of her in a minute. So yeah, get thinking quickly. So what was the question again?
What's my biggest strength?
What's your biggest?
You said my attention to detail, and I said, why is that a strength?
Why is it a strength? It's a strength, and this is really sickly, I'm afraid. However, the reason being is that what I generally like to see is the big picture of something, and that's something which I think is a little bit of a strength of mine, is that I can see a whole event and that type of thing, and therefore that's quite a good thing of mine. However, looking at all the tiny, tiny little details, I might sometimes overlook, so therefore...
I can do both.
You're not so well.
Just because you can do detail doesn't mean you can't do big picture.
Yeah. You've actually drawn on me. So yeah.
Anyway.
So you. Let's flip this round then.
Of course, Jeff, but mine is patience and tolerance of W curbs in my slot. What does that mean?
I think he was actually swearing and yeah, and autocorrect has kicked in.
Oh.
Which is my my guess. So yeah. So what's mine then?
Well,
patience to deal with you?
Yeah, probably.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Patience. Yeah, I need a lot of
you
patience.
do need a lot of patience.
Yeah, yeah. Should we move on?
I'm thinking of those things, but it could get quite controversial, so we'll just move on.
Shall I move? If you would like,
Jeff, if clarifying.
thank you. Yes, if you would like Zoe to be controversial, then please do put the typeface controversial, and we'll see where that goes. Tony Faulkner, which is your favourite Star Wars character? That's possibly the geekiest question that we've had so far.
I don't know if I have a favourite Star Wars character.
Can you actually remember any of the Star Wars characters?
Princess Leia.
Okay.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
I used to be called Zobi-Wan Kenobi by my mum.
Yeah, you did.
That's
She
my
still calls you
nickname.
that.
Zobi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go Obi-Wan Kenobi because it was my nickname.
Okay.
Not for any reason of the character.
I think mine would be Chewie because I used to like the noise that he makes.
How's it go?
Ah! No, that's terrible. That's awful. My throat's not quite so warmed up these days. Oh, Tony, you're on fire.
Oh, no.
What fault would you love to change
You
in
don't have
each
to
other's
read the
dancing?
questions, you know.
Oh, I want that one.
What fault would you love to change it?
In each other's dancing. Now, of course,
Oh,
Zoe
God.
doesn't have any faults.
Hang on while we all vomit.
Well, it's not true, is it?
Jabba the Hutt
We
is
all-
in the room.
Yeah, I know. I have to do one of these press-ups, I tell you. Anyway, what habit would I...
Dance habit, let's
What-
be clear.
Yeah, what fault would you like
We've
to
already
change in
done
each
the
other's
hanging
dance?
bras on the drawer habit.
Yeah, that hasn't improved, just to let people
But
know.
the spoons, you tried.
I
Although
have-
he has been trying, but
I
it's still
have.
doesn't come naturally to him.
No, but I have to consciously try to do
And
it.
I did. I hung my bra on my own wardrobe door.
One day.
No, it was
One
hanging
day.
there today.
That's true, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah. So for those that weren't aware, there's a question a few weeks ago of things that irritated us. And Zoe, for me, was when I was cooking all of Zoe's food, that I would put the cooking utensils just straight on the side and make a mess on the side.
No, it wasn't that annoyed me. It was the fact that they were left and dried on the next day. So then you had to rub all the sauces off, and it would take forever, like flour mix with batter or tomato sauces. That's the bit that annoyed me. If you
While I
worked
was
it up
cooking.
straight away, I wouldn't care.
While I was cooking food. And my one for Zoe was that she hangs her bra over all of the drawers. So if I need to get into underwear drawer, then I actually have to remove her bra out of the way.
Oh,
So,
drama.
So my plan now,
Many
by the
people
way,
would like that. by
my
the way.
plan now is if she does do it again, I'm actually going to hang it outside of our bedroom window.
My neighbours will get a good view.
That's it. They're going to get to see everything.
Anyway, I don't
so,
do it anymore. I'm a changed woman.
Yeah. We haven't answered the question
No,
though,
we
about
haven't.
dancing. So
Well, you're doing a really annoying thing at the moment, which is every time I do
You're
a
gonna bang the
return,
head,
you're banging
yeah.
me on the head. I don't know why you've started doing that.
yeah.
Like pulling down on your travelling return, and it knocks me on the back.
Do you know, there is a really annoying thing that Zoe does, and that is when I'm doing a travelling return, she pulls my hand down and it makes me bang her on her head. So yeah,
I don't do that, do I?
yeah, that's why it's happening. Anyway,
That's such a fibber. I like the way you got out of that question.
thank you
though.
very much. Yeah, right, let's move on. Which decade of music do you both like? I know which one you're going to say.
Go on then.
80s.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit, but not too much.
No. Do you know what?
I like a bit of. I'm in the middle of a chain reaction, and a little bit of. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody.
I've DJ'd now. I started
Ooh, I wanna
DJing
dance with somebody.
when I was 13, so just 8 years ago. And no, it's over 30 years I've been DJing now. And genuinely, I have a-
Zoe is the only one who's ever requested these songs.
no. But no, genuinely, I kind of don't have a favourite decade. I just have favourite tracks that are around at that moment that I kind of think that's the one I really love, or that's one I really love at that moment. So yeah. So that's for me. I kind of don't really have a favourite era. I like lots of different stuff. I love stuff from the 80s, loads of stuff from 60s. I love Beatles and that type of thing. That's about it really. From the
Dirty
60s.
Dancing, what era is
Dirty,
that?
yeah. Well, it varied really because they had, even though it was set in 1963, I want to say. Yes. Or 50s, yeah, somewhere around there. But yeah, they had an amazing amount of 80s songs in 1963. Anyway, Yeah, Northern Soul. No, no, not
Not my
Northern
bag.
Soul.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Rose asks, "How are my pecs?" So, for those that don't know, I've been challenged by an old RAF friend of mine to do 25 press ups a day for 25 days and nominate people.
Trying to see if they're firmer. I like the way you're tightening them now.
I'm not tightening. That's just how they are.
Right.
So, I think, can we just get something very, very straight here? And that is that we have equality these days. I believe equality is very important. And that what
No. Move on.
You've just felt my
Yeah,
pecs.
because Jeff was saying, what cup size does he wear? Probably not too dissimilar to me.
It's all muscle. Yeah, that bit's muscle. The bit underneath, not so
Richard
muscle.
Chandler is giving you some boyfriend love. Says your pecs are looking
Thanks.
firmer.
Yeah.
Oh
Get the
dear.
muscles going, shall I? Anyway,
And Sarah says, stop avoiding the dance habit question, Richard.
she didn't put Richard on there. It just says
Well, I answered it.
Yeah. Yeah. So dance habit wise, possibly if Zoe's feeling slightly unsteady on her feet or slightly nervous.
That never happens. What are you talking about?
Never. She might, but don't tell her this. She might grip my fingers a little bit. But I haven't said that. So there's an honest answer to
Next time I'm going to break your fingers.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so if she's like, if we're on a slippy floor or something like that, then she gets her stability by crushing my hand.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Just thought I'd let you know that part.
Love is, darling. Love is.
I never complain about it though.
I don't think I even know what a Northern Soul track actually is. Like an official one. I probably know of them, do I?
You talk while I faff.
Richard's going to try and find one now. But I'm not sure I'm a big fan, am I? We'll try and find one and I'll find out. Maybe that's the next poll we could do. The best ever Northern Soul anthems. They're coming up. Oh no, that's not my thing. No, I can officially say that does absolutely nothing for me.
No.
Sorry, all the Northern Soul lovers out there.
Yeah, not so much. But maybe we just missed that part because we're too young.
Oh, maybe. What do you call the kind of bluesy, silky stuff that we like to dance with too? Because it's not really blues.
No,
But
not lyrical and acoustic and...
Yeah, like acoustic tracks I like.
Yeah, certainly like, acoustic
Like,
versions of normal tracks.
What's that one that goes, my name is Luca. Is it Luca?
Yeah.
I like that track.
That's from the 80s. That's hardly...
Is that 80s as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely an 80s girl then.
You are. Yeah.
What about Black Velvet?
Alana Miles, that's 90s, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like that sort of stuff as well. Yeah.
I'm just going to have a look now. Talk, otherwise it's...
Dobie Gray, Al Wilson. Knight Rider? Is Knight Rider Northern Soul?
Well, Knight Rider, the only thing I can think of is the TV programme, but I don't think...
Is that what you're meaning, Richard? I can't think of a Knight Rider song now. I can see the car as it drives through the...
Yeah. 1989 anyway. Black Velvet.
Oh yeah, see that's definitely my era then, the 80s,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Northern Soul originates from the Twisted Wheel and Roundtree's group of Clubs One Manchester early 70s. Oh. And in all honesty, it can go back there.
That's just our feeling. I'm sure lots of people love it. Jeff was there at the time.
Good. You weren't born, darling.
I wasn't. Maybe that's why I don't have any affiliation with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, we're rabbiting on. Right. We're rabbiting on massively.
We always rabbit on.
Yeah. So, this is a lovely question, another dancing question for you. And that is, where has it gone? How do you become more of an expert at dancing and get up to the next level? Is it all about just dancing more? I was listening to a really interesting book, an audio book that I was listening to earlier on. and he was talking about the 10,000 hour rule, which I'm sure a number of you have heard about before, which is to become accomplished and an expert at something, you've got to have done something for 10,000 hours. And the chap on there was quoting about the fact that he worked out that he'd been driving for about 20 years, and it means that he's probably done about 10,000 hours worth of driving. And why wasn't he therefore a Formula One driver? And
he doesn't have the skill.
Well, it was kind of he doesn't have the skill, but it's more about having purposeful practice is what he was speaking about. So when we talk about purposeful practice, it's more about when you are trying to do something, rather than just doing it and being always in your comfort zone, it's about challenging yourself and just pushing yourself just that tiny little bit all of the time. And therefore, that's then going to make you slightly bit better. Again, one of the things he quoted was, imagine golfers, a normal amateur golfer, when they go out on a golf course, they would do 18 holes and they would get round in 90 strokes there or thereabouts. They play one shot each time. What the professionals do is they'll hit their driver and it will land, and then they'll hit 6 shots from that same place with different lies and different areas. So they're practicing all the time, different shots from different places, and therefore they're consciously practicing much better things all the time. Now, how does that relate to dancing? It kind of is, if you are practicing different moves, that's what you kind of try and do. You try and perfect different moves. So like when we try and do a pirouette turn, for instance, it doesn't always go right. When we can get it right really comfortably, doing it 2 or 3 times really easily. What we'll be trying to do is get it 5, 6, 7 times, and it will go wrong all of the time, but that's absolutely fine. So you practice things you can't do is the best way to get better at doing something. So it's purposeful practice is the official terminology for it. So yeah, if you're trying to do something, try something you can't do.
So we have another question from Patrick. Hi,
Okay,
Patrick. Haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're well. Tell us the funniest thing that has ever happened in a lesson or on the dance floor. Do you remember that time at Bradford and Avon when we were in the sports hall and we just couldn't stop laughing? What started us off?
Bradford and Avon on the sports hall?
At the top when we were in the Wiltshire Music Centre hall.
Oh, okay, in the school hall.
We couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened. Sometimes we get this really silly laughter.
Yeah, the giggles.
We get the absolute giggles, and it'll just be the most minuscule thing that sets us off. But I'm trying to think what's the funniest thing that's happened to us in a lesson.
I don't know. I know the funniest thing that I may have said the story before. Apologies if I have.
Or on the dance floor.
That a good friend of mine who was teaching once, she turned round to somebody that was in the 3rd row in the dance class and said, "Oh, when's it due?"
Oh, but that's not funny. That's just awkward.
It's funny when I heard about it.
Oh, that's not.
The lady wasn't pregnant, by the way, just in case you didn't quite get the gist of that.
That's not funny. That's awful.
But yeah, funniest things happened in a dance lesson.
Well, I come out with a lot of funny things.
Yeah, not intentionally.
No, and I don't realise I say them.
No.
Like, we were doing the monkey bar, swing under the arm, and I said, "Ladies, it's up to you how far down on the man you go." Little entendres like that come out all the time.
Yeah.
Slip out, so to speak. I don't think I've ever seen anything hilarious happen on the dance floor. You've dropped me a few times, which must be funny to watch if it wasn't us.
Yeah.
Or as long as nobody gets hurt.
No. I can't think. I mean, the main thing, I suppose, we just enjoy every class that we do. So yeah, I was chatting to a chap.
Has anyone else seen any funny things on the dance floor?
Yeah, please do tell us. That'd be great. But yeah, I suppose I was talking to a chap earlier on today saying that it's genuinely is a privilege to be up on stage teaching people. That I'm able to be a dancer of sufficient quality.
That was quite funny,
yeah,
Richard.
thanks
I've
for
forgotten about that one.
And B, that people listen to me. But yes, this was at
Remember,
Chippenham.
not everybody might be in this group, so
No, so yeah, Tony and
thank
Richard,
you, Tony and Richard, for
have both-
remembering that one.
both come up with this, and that was at the last Chippenham 2-room event. Zoe was standing in front of me. She was trying to demonstrate something and swung her arm back and whacked me in the knackers.
Right, full square in there. Had to take a little moment, didn't you, darling?
I did, yes.
So, yeah, that was quite funny for me. Less funny for Richard, I have to say.
Yeah, it hurt.
Herbie dropping his partner from an aerial. Oh no.
Yeah.
That sounds painful. Anything that might hurt people, I'm a bit like,
yeah.
Please don't hurt
I'm sure
me.
something will come up at some point.
We'll keep thinking about that one.
We'll keep thinking about that one. But
back to the toilet roll poll.
oh, okay, we're going back there, are we?
I mean, because I've got some comments
go on.
here. Dawn was saying that if a blind person was to get the toilet roll, they'd have to touch the wall to reach the paper if it's the wrong way around.
Has the wall got a disease or
It
something?
matters. It means blind people don't have to touch the wall to then find the end of the roll.
Oh.
Thank you, Dawn. Hello, Dawn, by the way.
I do have the definitive answer on it, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
Is there anything else on the toilet roll?
No, I'm just looking. Do you fold the corners as well? Only when I clean the bathroom.
So once a year then?
Oh, once a week maybe.
Yeah.
If all's going well.
Yeah. Yeah, I was once told by somebody that ran a 5-star hotel that should always go down the front, and they always make the V in the front.
What, every time they go to the toilet?
I don't know what they do personally.
Oh, I
darling,
thought that's what you were saying.
when they set up their hotel room, so the guests come in, it's always sitting in front like so. So yeah. So let's give you the answer to should toilet roll go over or under?
Or who gives a flying boo?
So the answer to who gives a flying boo.
Beep.
Well, let's show the results in the video. Hopefully it will come up for you fairly shortly. But it is a definitive winner on this occasion. And the winner is, I think it's about a 10-second delay between us
I have to do a drum roll for 10 seconds.
not for any longer than that. But I can let you know that does it really matter? Didn't win. Back didn't win. Front, quite dramatically, was the winner. This is actually the clearest vote that we've had so far. So yeah. So 72% of people say it should be front, 6% back, 21% does it really matter. So there you go. It does matter. And I believe in that as well.
There you go. And Lindsay stands by you. She said, I used to work for a 5-star hotel, and you are correct.
There you go.
Over with folded corners.
If you go to a 4 or a 3-star hotel, apparently it's not quite so important.
Who knows? Who cares?
And if you do have any interesting polls you would like us to ask next week, or it might be the following week, we may be having a break next week. We'll have to see how it goes.
Well, yeah, because what we were thinking is everybody's going to be registering for Mist on Thursday night next week. I think that's the case. Is that next week or the week after?
Yeah, it is next week.
It's next week. So next Thursday, I think people are going to be checking access to the Mist link on Thursday night. So we probably might have a little break from this for 1 week only in preparation for the bank holiday weekend of Mist. And then we'll be back after that to find out how you got on at Mist.
Yeah, we'd love to see. And obviously, please do come and join us in our classes. So,
oh, yeah, we've missed you all. So it'd be lovely to have you to come along.
It will be. So it'll be 10 o'clock, I think, on the Saturday morning. It's the first class, if you fancy doing that. So that's myself and Zoe. And then on the Sunday afternoon, I think it is for TAP.
No, it's 11:30.
Oh, 11:30 for TAP for Zoe. And then I'm doing lead styling.
It hasn't been finally published.
Lead styling on the Sunday afternoon.
Ignore Richard, because it may change. It's probably that. He's going far too ahead of himself. But I do want people to come join me with my TAP. It's going to be good fun.
I'll be joining her. Yeah.
Oh, that was going to be funny. Maybe I should have you just off to the side so people can feel good about themselves. I was trying to teach them to do a shuffle last night, and it was very interesting.
I feel
tap dancing is not your forte, darling.
Anyway, on that note, so we will see you again in a couple of weeks. If you do want to book onto Zoe's class, then do send me a PM for that. That's this Monday at 8:30. That's being done via Zoom. If you want to do the lead styling one, again, send me a link for that. That's being taken place on the 1st of June, which is 2 weeks after. Okay.
Yeah, so ladies, we're going to be doing hip action and hip movement this week on Monday. So look forward to seeing you there. For Andrea, Mist is the online weekend of this coming bank holiday weekend. If you don't know what it is, check out sarock.com/mist and it will tell you all about the weekender. And if you have any other questions, just message us and we're happy to answer them for you.
Yeah, we will do our very best. So we hope you all keep safe. We generally we hope you enjoy watching these. We try and do them to connect everybody and make everybody feel slightly better about their day. That's the whole purpose of it. And yeah, we hope you keep safe, keep well, and we will see you again in a couple of weeks' time. Adios
Bye
for
for
now.
now.